So welcome. Today we are looking at an issue that my esteemed colleague, the machinist, can hopefully help resolve. This is a Sig MCX Rattler PDW pistol chambered in 300 blackout. This is a pistol brace. Go ahead and clear the weapon, show that it's empty on camera. Anytime you're doing anything in front of the muzzle of a firearm, very good to make sure that firearm is empty. The suppressor I like to utilize with this weapon is the AAC SDN6. I also own several Huxworks suppressors, and I prefer the Huxworks mounting adapters, muzzle devices. So I have a Huxworks muzzle brake on this Rattler, and I have the Huxworks hub adapter installed on the rear of this SDN6 suppressor. The challenge here is that the way this hub adapter works is that it unthreads and gains length prior to being installed onto the muzzle device. And then since the Huxworks suppressors utilize a left-hand thread to secure onto the muzzle device, this too left-hand threads to tighten. The issue is with this handguard on this 5.5 inch short 300 blackout barrel is I run out of room with the hub collar because this left hand threads on. Once it's down on the device all the way, you must tighten this to the right to secure the suppressor onto the device. The easiest way to demonstrate the proper way to do this is to go ahead and remove the handguard of the Rattler. I went ahead and remove that. We'll go ahead and, again, open that collar all the way. And with the handguard removed, left-hand thread on, locks down, and that collar tightens up, giving you a nice solid lock up on that muzzle device. Sadly, I don't quite have enough room with the factory handguard to allow that to extend far enough down. So the solution at hand, as I've asked my esteemed colleague, is to hopefully remove some material from the inside of this handguard to be able to accommodate this suppressor setup.
So you already tried to Dremel fuck it, so?
That's not from me trying to Dremel it. That's actually simply from me impacting this, okay. Impacting here. But I've not taken a Dremel to this yet. But as you can see, that little bit of inside scraping was just us testing to see how the material is with a file. But you can see here it's just not quite wide enough with the device there. Just going over the other specifics of the rifle. This is just a no-name lower receiver that has the Sig MCX conversion trigger. Has the adapter for the folding stock or brace on it. I use a Next Level Armament charging handle, the much wider grasp on that. EOTech EXP3 on the Unity Fast Riser, bringing that to a 2.26 inch height over bore. And that is a Surefire M400 IR light, which has the white light or IR. I usually run a pressure switch on the other side of the handguard here to utilize. Just a little hand stop here, and I keep this on a pistol brace. I did an SBR this. This is a gun I kind of like to travel with, and I kept it in pistol format for alleviating the SBR across state line issues. When traveling, I often do use a little bit quicker to attach the Huxworks 762 Ti Flow 30 caliber suppressor, but for inside the house and for the most quiet performance with this gun, I use Hornady Hornady. I don't remember if it's critical defense or if it's their tap rounds. But Hornady 208 grain subsonics that come out of this 30 cal barrel. And I like to keep the small handguard on, that way I can fold the system up. It's pretty compact into a bag, and it allows me with that, especially with the Huxworks can, to quickly thread on for a little bit more quieter use or range use. I use a traditional baffled can that's not flow through, and like to keep this older SDN6 attached to the end of this. So hopefully my esteemed colleague can help me with making room for this locking collar to get into that channel.
I got a question. You said it was a white light. Is that so you don't get stopped by the cops?
Absolutely why. It's very imperative.
Hell yeah. Alright. Today we're going to go ahead and knock out this handguard fix for our boy. If we can get it set up. Second screw, there you are. Setup isn't exactly what I'd love to see, but we work with what we've got. Now with what we want. Ideally, I would have an ankle plate, but I already had this piece of aluminum drilled and tapped. That was pretty close, so now it's flat and true. I know I can get what I need out of it. So, and these M-lock bolts are unfortunately. Initially, the plan was to do some 1-2-3 blocks, but the 3/8-16 bolts don't clear the M-lock handles, so we're just going to use this fixture plate. All right. Step 1. Let's indicate. All right. Go ahead and line it up by eyeball first. Honestly, that doesn't look unstraight to me. Motherfucker. Hammer. Alright, so what we're going to do is just split the difference so we've got it lined up in this direction. Honestly, that's looking pretty straight. I think I'm just going to cut it there and call it good. Lock that in a little harder. Lock that in. It's your secondary line. For what we're doing, and as inaccurate as this mill is, that's good enough for indicating. I'll call that good. And well, before we start cutting, I'll show you guys what we're working with right now. This is the suppressor lock component, and we are at the highest point. What about 1/610? You could probably comfortably call it a 1 5/8, and just make sure we have a little bit extra clearance. That's the highest point that you're going to get, is the knurl to knurl. And yeah, it's pretty consistently between 1/610 and 1/612.5, probably like 1/615. Like if we were to actually mic it. And the current ID is about 1 inch 450, with the OD coming in right at 720. So these are going to be a little on the thinner side for these walls, but he's actually cool with breaking through M-locks completely if we need to, and just slotting these full depth, just get that to clear. So alright, I would like it a little more scratch heavy on one side. check that, see what that looks like. One 630 about. Or about 1 inch 630. It's still a little heavier on one side than on the other. After a classic me move, I went ahead and messed it up, reset it up. I'm using on a brazed carbide piece now instead of a ground piece because I put it grounded for the wrong direction, and I forgot I cannot easily switch the polarity of this motor without taking the whole thing apart and flipping it. So now we're looking like we're good with the right direction. It's looking like we're clearing both sides like I want it to. It's going to leave us with a hopefully nice radius, so we can go ahead and just drop this piece back on. Gotta take it nice and slow because I don't like the balance. And I hate how... Okay. Kind of want to support that outer side because we're getting so much flex out here. See if I got anything that's short enough to sit under it. You know, I think I'm gonna go. Damn it. Nope. Nope. Alright, we'll see how that works. Not super hopeful, but... You know what? We're doing it, boys. We're not doing it, boys. A little too chattery. Oh, man, I'll get it. I believe in me. Ah, God, I wish I had more clamps. I can do this, I believe. Alright. This is the new setup. We're going to use that like a makeshift ghetto machinist clamp. See if that won't solve our problem of chattering. Not solving our problem of chattering. You whore monster. Alright. So far so good, but it's a very light cut, so I'm not going to hold my breath. Wait till I get full depth. Closing in on full depth. Alright. We'll go ahead and blend that in and paint it up. Ship it.
Okay, so welcome back. After my esteemed colleague here was so awesome to do some machine work on the front handguard for my Sig Rattler, Sig MCX Rattler and 300 Blackout, we're going to do our first raw fit check here to see if he took enough material off to make this suppressor setup work. I have full faith and confidence in him.
I do not.
Let's find out. So just to show, clear weapon on camera. Anytime you're manipulating anything involving the muzzle of a firearm, always good to do a safety check, mandatory. All right, so we'll take our handguard. Say what I like about it, kind of a QD style handguard. Slides on to the Rattler, locked in. We'll go ahead and, using our Huxworks hub adapter, we'll go ahead and open that up all the way and begin the left-handed threading. It engages. Don't think we quite have enough, because as I believe we're, I can see with my eye the radius of the cuts are absolutely perfect.
Not deep enough.
The depth is not there, and I would say it's kind of hard to gauge, but we'll do this. We'll back it off, and we'll do a quarter turn right, and try to thread this back on. And even that is still engaging with the handguard. So try a quarter turn and a half turn of thread engagement. And that. Okay. And that bottoms out, and this is free spinning. A little bit of, but yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for as far as width,
it's probably
just not deep enough.
10, 20 thou.
You tried to explain that damn engineer math to me. I'm just gonna go with take some fucking more material off, bro. I don't care how deep you go, as long as you're not gonna hurt it. But that's why I'm a heathen and a simpleton, and you're a machinist. So I will again defer to the expertise of my esteemed colleague. But there we go. At least some footage of the first attempt, but you don't know until you try. Okay, so back from the machine shop one more time. My esteemed colleague took some more material off, and let's do the fit check here. Full disclosure, may have cheated a little bit to see if it would look good by hand, but first time we're checking on the rifle here. So again, dealing with the muzzle, so we'll double check. Chamber is clear, no magazine in the pistol. Left hand, just checking, make sure we're fully extended. Left-handed threaded on. Perfect. Right cylindrical lockup. And no wiggle to move, as it should be. Good grip hands on. Perfect hub adapter fit. But again, so the fully assembled suppressor. Left-handed thread. Bottoms out, and you can tell it bottomed out because that gave way. And our locking collar is locked. And that base won't move. So that is solidly what we would need. Again, I'll crank that onto that hub adapter as I need to. If you need a rubber strap wrench and a good, either a vise or a good set of crescent wrench to hold that in place. But we'll put some high temp thread locker on that and lock that suppressor into that mount. So a little front heavy, but the Sig Rattler here is good to go. And I'll now go ahead and remove this quickly. So again, to get it off, simply thread there, and then right hand sorry, the left hand, turn it to the right. Remove that. So, could send this out to someone to get re-anodized, but I think we all know we're not going to do that. Rattle can's always an option, but Birchwood and Casey makes these little flat black touch-up pens for specifically for aluminum AR stuff. It's in anticipation of this fitting, getting this pen good to go, but can run a little bit, so you need a little paper towel. But it's basically almost like dye stains. I'm going to press down like a paint pen to get it to flow. You basically almost just want to soak when you have big exposed aluminum like this. Just kind of paint pen, push down. You're pretty much just trying to soak any exposed aluminum. It doesn't usually match the anodizing perfectly, but it gives you some protectant and blacks out that exposed aluminum.
And at a distance with the can on, you're never gonna see it.
Nope, not at all. Which makes the cool factor even more so. Not to be sloppy there, but once it's flowing, if you really want to be thorough, you can kind of let it dry out and add a little bit on top of it, but you don't necessarily need to. Let's take a bit to dry, so I tend to give it at least a few hours or overnight if you can. But that's what I'm going to do here. But again, big thank you to my esteemed colleague and a successful mod to a simple problem that a customized setup had, and couldn't be happier. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. Please like and follow. And if you've got any problems that you'd like to see solved, throw it in the comments. Or if you have a more personal issue, go ahead and reach out, because I'll be opening a shop hopefully before the end of the year. We can start taking requests. And she walks around the corner. She's like, "This is exactly as autistic as I thought it would be." I'm like, yeah, it is.